Honorable members, good morning. Good morning, Honorable Sokhanyile.
Good morning, Chairperson.
Good morning, Honorable Ngola.
Good morning, Chair.
Good morning, Honorable Nombalo.
Morning, Chair.
Honorable Shongwe. Honorable members,
Good morning,
good
Chair,
morning.
South Africa yonke.
Honorable Skosana. Good morning.
Ngiyakulochisa mgcinisihlalo begodu
morning,
ngilochise nesitjhaba
Chairperson.
sonke
Good
sakasimu.
morning, Honorable Breitenbach. Good morning.
Good morning, Chair.
Good morning, Honorable
Morning, Chair.
Nombalo. Honorable Kolabana.
Chair.
Good morning. Honorable Shongwe. Honorable members,
Good morning,
good
Chair,
morning.
South Africa yonke.
Honorable Skosana. Good morning, Honorable Kolabana.
Ngiyakulochisa mgcinisihlalo begodu
morning,
ngilochise
Chairperson.
nesitjhaba
Good morning,
sonke
Chair.
sakasimu.
Thank you. So I did not hear you.
Good morning, Chair.
It's like your microphone was not on.
Morning, Chair.
Honorable Chopper. Honorable
Morning,
Kolabana.
Chair.
Good morning. Honorable
Good
Mwango.
morning, Chair, South Africa
Sangazita.
Good morning, Honorable Chairperson.
Honorable James. Good morning.
Ngiyakulochisa
Very good morning to
mgcinisihlalo
you too, Chair.
begodu ngilochise
Good
nesitjhaba
morning,
sonke
Honorable
sakasimu.
Sangoni. So
Good morning,
I did not hear
Honorable
you.
Chairperson. Good
It's like
morning,
your
colleagues.
microphone was not on. Chief Whip, Honorable Ntuli, good
Morning,
morning.
Chair.
Good morning.
Morning,
Honorable,
Khomo, and good morning to
Mwango.
all colleagues, and morning to
Sangazita.
Good morning,
Mr.
Honorable
Mkhwanazi.
Chairperson.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Advocate Arens,
Very good morning to you too,
good
Chair.
morning.
Good morning, Honorable
morning,
Chair, honorable
Honorable
members,
Sangoni.
Mr.
Good
Mkhwanazi,
morning,
members
Honorable
of the media,
Chairperson.
members
Good
of
morning,
the
Your
public.
colleagues.
microphone was not on. Chief Whip, Honorable Ntuli, good
Morning,
morning.
Chair.
Good morning.
Morning,
Honorable,
Khomo, and good morning to all
Mwango.
colleagues, and morning to
Sangazita.
Good morning,
Mr.
Honorable
Mkhwanazi.
Chairperson.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Advocate Arens,
Very good morning to you too,
good
Chair.
morning.
Good morning, Honorable Chair, honorable. Parliamentary team.
Thank you, Chair. It's either you call me Deputy Chief of Police or Commissioner Mkhwanazi.
Oh, Commissioner Mkhwanazi,
Thank you, sir.
not Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi.
He's senior than me. I'm the major and he's
Oh.
the lieutenant. But with us as Metro Police, it must be approved by the council. You can't take the military ranks
Yeah.
before it's being approved. But
So,
it's not
but
a-
now the appropriate address is Commissioner Mkhwanazi.
Yes, Chair.
Thank you so much. Good morning to the members of staff of Parliament,
Morning, Chair.
the members of staff of political parties, the support staff from respective caucuses, caucus of the ANC, caucus of the MKAP, caucus of the DA, caucus of the IFP, caucus of Action SA. Good morning.
Morning, Chair.
From the media, good morning. Thank you so much. Mr. Bonani Ramano, good morning to you. About Basud Bansberg, Bo Ramano. Mr. Pilot Kwebu, good morning. Thank you so much. Honorable members, we have apologies from Honorable Malema. The apology that has been served this week still stands. We have apology from Honorable Mattheis, who is having organizational commitments for today and tomorrow. We have apology from Honorable Sols, who has a personal commitment. He would probably join us in the evening around 17 hours if we are still here. I had also apologized this morning that I was having a commitment at the university. I have been able to deal with that task, and I have arrived here on time. Thank you so much for the meeting.
Chair, what you did to Honorable Ngola is so terrible. He has already dressed up for that chair.
Yeah, but if no, Honorable Ngola has properly read the first line of my apology because it starts with "in the event." In the event. But look, don't take anything away from him. He has always been fastidiously dressed all the time. It's not that fastidious. And yes, and very, very resplendent in his
forgot
colors.
to remove the tag. This is a new suit.
Yes,
And they
fastidious,
put it down.
all the time, fastidious and resplendent. So we must give him that credit. Yeah, we must give him that credit. Do we have Honorable Breitenbach?
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Cameron will be a little late.
Yeah.
And if you want to refer to the other advocates in the room as advocates, then you should refer to Mr. Romano as Advocate Romano, and you should refer to Mr. Pilot as Advocate Pilot.
Advocate Pilot Kwebu, is this the appropriate title to address him? Yeah. Ramano, what do you say? Yeah, so why aren't you saying I must address myself as Advocate Lekhanyan? Because you want to address, they say no, they can't be addressed as such.
Yeah.
Can you please commute their titles to me?
If we all want to be called by our titles, then, I must be an advocate, you must be an advocate. If there's any electricians here, they must be electricians.
We must
If
be
there's
consistent.
plumbers, they must be plumbers.
Or
Let's just call each other by our names and get done. All of this standing to attention is mildly irritating.
No. No, we had somebody called Professor here when he came, remember?
what is that? We have further apologies from Honorable Vessels. He will join us later. So, Honorable Breitenbach, you were saying even those that are plumbers and electricians, we must also call them by their titles. And in your case, because you are also an honorable member and advocate, which one comes first? Do we say Honorable Advocate Breitenbach, or do we say Advocate Honorable Breitenbach?
My name is Glynis, and I prefer to be called just that.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, honorable members. I think we have dealt with that part of the apologies, unless if there are further apologies that we might have missed. Can I check that we are good to go? The apology was recorded yesterday for Advocate Mkhwanazi.
Can put it there.
Yeah. Okay. SC, are you, maybe even before you confirm, honorable members would appreciate that you have just been given the final version of the statement now. Let me indicate to you that the soft copies that you might have received previously, that version has been improved this morning. And the version that has just been circulated now is the latest version, which comes out of consultations this morning, and the witness is happy. That is a version that this meeting can consider. We want to apologize for that inconvenience. You would understand that the legal team is working overnight to ensure that every time we come to the proceedings, statements are ready and witnesses are prepared for the proceedings. So bear with us for that inconvenience. What gives us comfort is that the witness is happy that the product you have before you is a document that we can work on and is to his comfort. And thank you so much, Advocate Arense and your team. Can I give you chance or this opportunity to confirm that the witness that is before us is the witness that we expected in terms of our timetable?
Thank you, Chair, and thank you for explaining some of the delays. We have this morning again met with Commissioner Mkhwanazi, and he will in due course confirm that the statement he has before him is the one that he has approved and has signed. So I confirm, Chair, that he is here, is willing and able to testify, give his evidence before the committee. After you swear him in, he will be led by my colleague, Ms. Mkhize. Thank you.
And so you advise me that I can proceed to administer oath.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that wise counsel. Good morning once again to you, Commissioner Mkhwanazi.
Good morning, Chair.
I'm going to take you through the process of administration of oath, and I would like you to carefully listen to the remarks that I'm going to make before we go through the process. That you have been invited to appear before this ad hoc committee, which is investigating the allegations that have been made by the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Commissioner of the SAPS, Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, and that your invitation here is for the purpose of helping the committee in investigating these allegations as it does its oversight work. And amongst the allegations that have been that are being investigated is the alleged unlawful disbandment of the Political Killings Task Team, otherwise known as the PKTT or the NPKTT. Number two, the alleged moratorium on the filling of vacancies within the South African Police Services, the SAPS. Number three, alleged corrupt relationships between senior leadership within SAPS and members of the public. And lastly, political interference in the work of the SAPS. Commissioner Mkhwanazi, in extending his invitation, the chairperson of the ad hoc committee has indicated to you that you may provide such information to the committee if you so wish under oath in terms of powers, privileges, and immunities of Parliament and Provincial Legislatures Act of 2004. And please be informed that by law you are required to answer fully and satisfactorily all the questions lawfully put to you, or to produce any document that you are required to produce in connection with the subject matter of the inquiry, notwithstanding the fact that the answer of the document could incriminate you or expose you to criminal or civil proceedings or damages. Commissioner Mkhwanazi, you are, however, protected in that evidence given under oath or affirmation before a House or a Committee of Parliament may not be used against you in any court or place outside Parliament, except in criminal proceedings concerning a charge of perjury or a charge relating to the evidence or documents required in these proceedings. Furthermore, please be aware that in terms of Section 17, subsection 2 of the Powers, Privileges, and Immunities of Parliament and Provincial Legislatures Act, a person who willfully furnishes a House or a Committee of Parliament with information or makes a statement before it which is false or misleading commits an offense and is liable to a fine or to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 2 years. Lastly, you are required to take an oath or affirm that the evidence you are about to give is truthful. Which one do you elect, an oath or an affirmation?
Oath, Chair.
You have elected to take an oath. You shall follow me as I dictate. May you please start by saying I and you state your names in full.
I, Julius Dr. Mkhwanazi,
Swear that the evidence I shall give
swear that the evidence I shall give
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
And so help me God.
In so help me God.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. We are done with that part. We are now going to hand over to Kabazela. Or must I hand over first to you? Yeah, we hand over to Kabazela. I can see the legal team is speaking in one voice. This is very, very encouraging. It is a practice, it's a convention, consecrated convention in this proceedings that the legal team, the MKP, the DA, the ANC, every time these parties speak, they speak in one voice. Thank you so much, Honorable Operator Bach, for teaching us to speak in one voice. Advocate Bongiwe Mkhize and Commissioner Mkhwanazi, I want to take this opportunity and wish you good luck in the presentation of evidence before this ad hoc committee. May we please run until 13 hours.
Thank you very much, Chair. Good morning, Commissioner Mkhwanazi.
Morning, Advocate Kiza.
Commissioner Mkhwanazi, in front of you is a statement that has your name at the top. And if you go to the last page of that statement, which is contained at page 22. Yeah. Do you confirm that that is your signature?
Yes, Advocate, I do confirm.
Okay, thank you. So this is your statement. We can go through your evidence.
Yes.
Commissioner, if you can just tell us, what is your current position at the EMPD?
I am the Deputy Chief of Police of the City of Ekurhuleni, responsible for operations and specialized services.
Commissioner, if you can just bring your mic closer to you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. I'm the Deputy Chief of Police responsible for, or Deputy Chief of Police of the City of Ekurhuleni, responsible for specialized services and operational services, EMPD.
And when did you start in this role?
On the 1st of December, 2023. I was appointed on the 1st of December, 2023.
Is it a role that you still occupy at present?
Yes, Commissioner. Oh, sorry. Yes, Advocate.
If you read at paragraph 2 of your statement, it shows that you are currently on suspension. Is that correct?
Yes, I can confirm that.
Would you like to comment on that?
Yes. Yes, I'm on suspension from November. In fact, after some of my colleagues or my ex-colleagues testified at Madlanga, I decided to take a special leave. But out of that, it was around October, November. But around November, I was officially suspended by the city.
Okay. And you remain on suspension?
Yes.
Okay. If I can then ask you to turn to section C of your statement. This is contained at page 4 of the affidavit. And it begins at paragraph 10. The section is titled Educational and Skills Development Qualifications. So if you can just tell the commission about the area where you grew up and your educational background.
Thank you, Advocate. I was born in Katlehong, grew up in Katlehong, in a hospital called Natalis Spirit Hospital by then, but now it's no longer there. But I grew up in Katlehong. Whilst I was growing up, there were political violence. We participated to grow up there in those situations. I studied in Katlehong. I'll try to summarize. I studied in Katlehong. Again, whilst we were in different youth programs, youth leadership organization, we were able to get, or we were identified by the state for presidential programs that were taking us as young people. It was a program to demilitarize all those that grow up were participating. You see, we were giving computer skills and different other skills that we had undergone with the army in those days. But I studied at Letugutula High School. That's why I completed my matric.
Which year was this?
In 1997.
What did you do thereafter?
I continued participating in youth programs, different youth developmental programs around our areas, not only in Katlehong, but around Ekurhuleni.
And how long did you do this for?
I think it was 2 to 3 years before I was employed. Let me say so, before I was employed.
When did you get employed?
2002, as a new recruit in the City of Ekurhuleni EMPD.
Commissioner, if you could just speak to the mic.
It's too close. 2003 in the City of Ekurhuleni as the new cadet or as a new recruit for EMPD.
Yes, you may continue.
It's for EMPD, but by that time EMPD didn't have college. We had to be trained in the City of Johannesburg because it was the City of Johannesburg that was having a college. The city of Ekurhuleni established Metropolis in 2002, Johannesburg, city of Johannesburg and city of eThekwini, they established in Cape Town 2000. Those were the three municipalities that had colleges, but we happened to train as the new recruits or cadets in the city of Johannesburg. It was plus minus the recruit number, it was 150 something. I was one of those 150 something that were recruited. And we were the first group to form a metropolis. The others were coming from different cities before it was amalgamated to become one city, like your Cape Town Park, Germiston, Gatlong, all these different SDCs before.
Okay. And how long was the training?
The training it was supposed to take 6 months. It took 12 months a year.
So a year.
Yes.
And then you went on to join the EMPD. What happened thereafter? Once you were done with training?
Yes, advocate. I came back. I was deployed operationally. But whilst I was operationally, I was very active in EMPD, participating in all operational projects, participating. Our responsibilities was to do law enforcement, traffic law enforcement, crime prevention bylaws of the city. Then I attended trainings whilst I was in EMPD, skills development trainings. For example, 2002, after academy, let me say so, I was one of those who attended the military leadership life skill course here in Cape Town at Saldanha Bay in 2003. It was about leadership and other tactical trainings that will need operationally. Then I attended again a full range military leadership development communication. It was here in the city of Cape Town, provided by private recognized institutions. Another training in specialized police weapons from or provided by a private security company working with Ekurhuleni, interrogation with FBI. It was about training us in terms of interviewing, identifying of a suspect, again, utilization of different types of weapons whilst operationally. First responder in crowd management. The country had to move from crowd control to crowd management. Remember, before it was crowd control, we used different types of firearms, different types of rounds, to a crowd control where we were taught how to deal with crowd in a better way, how to manage crowd, because it is constitutional for each and every South African to organize a march, to protest and everything. Ours is to make sure that we run those or we manage those crowds very well. The first responder on that. Then I attended the close protection, VIP protection course. I'm one of those close protectors that are well trained in an institution. I attended that course.
Yeah. I see that you attended a number of courses. They actually listed here at paragraph 12, page 5 of your statement. And it looks, the list is quite impressive on the number of courses that you've actually attended. At paragraph 13, you show that you've furthered your studies. Can you take us through that?
Yes, academically, I did a postgraduate in public management. Again, I did masters in public management. It's different from the skills development. Now it's the academical one.
And where did you obtain your diploma and your masters?
Regenesis Business School, but I also attended some courses with Bates and University of Western Cape. But I obtained my master's with Regenesis Business School. It's in the city of Johannesburg, Sentin.
Okay. Chairperson, the annexures are not before the witness, but those, we will confirm those upon them arriving. They are at JDM 4 as well as JDM 5. If we can then move on and tell us about, tell the Commission about the professional background, your professional background within EMPD. You have now joined EMPD as a cadet, as you told us. what were your roles thereafter?
Thank you. I will try to summarize. 2005, I joined 2003 and became an ordinary officer, constable sergeant. We call them constable sergeant in the city of Ekurhuleni. 2005, I was promoted as an inspector, responsible or inspector appointed to training, but I was called back to operations to come and work at operations. Then in 2000,
How long did you do that? How long were you in that role?
I think it's 3 years, 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
Yes. Then after that, 2009, it's 4 years, 2009, I was promoted to become a superintendent responsible for public water policing. As I've said that I was trained for crowd management. I was responsible for public water policing for the whole city of Ekurhuleni. Then 2014, I was promoted, or we don't have promotion, let me correct it. We don't have promotions in the city of Ekurhuleni. It's appointment to go for interviews. You see, then I was appointed to become a chief superintendent, operations and specialized services. Again, responsible for public water policing unit and SWAT unit, or let me say intervention unit. That is responsible for crime prevention and respond where we are having situations. Then again, 2017.
Whilst you were the chief superintendent in 2014, specialized operations and specialized services, who did you report to?
I was reporting to Deputy Chief, by then it was Director Mzolo. Then he got promoted to become the Deputy Chief. Then I had an acting director, Mr. Machete, who was my director by then, acting director by then. But 2017, we went for interview. I was appointed, to become a director of specialized services, responsible for 14 units in the city of Ekurhuleni, specialized services, for 14 specialized services units in the city of Ekurhuleni.
Okay.
That will be your SWAT, your public order policing unit, your community liaison unit, or Tambo Airport is part of it. All our freeways were under my command. Then we had some units like your taxi task team, teams that we formed because of the challenges that we faced as the city to react to some of the challenges. Then we formed the taxi task team, we formed the truck unit, we formed truck hijacking task team, illegal mining task teams. All of them, they were responding to different challenges and to different responsibilities.
Okay. You mentioned there that you were working with external security agencies. Would you like to comment on that?
Yes, it's part of your responsibilities as directors to make sure that you liaise with community, mobilize external security agencies that we work with operationally when we respond to different, for example, when we respond to taxi conflict, taxi violence, we find that there are taxi associations who are having security, we have to mobilize and work with them in different fields that we're having. For example, when you go for your illegal mining, you see, there are other community or there are other, there are other security companies that were part of my responsibility to make sure that I mobilize, work with them so that when we deploy your teams, the teams work with them. In the communities, again, there are many community structures that are there that are fighting crime. Remember, my responsibility by then was make sure that they fight crime. Then we have to mobilize all those structures that are within our communities and work with them in terms of fighting crime, identifying suspects and making sure that we respond. Because part of the responsibilities, I forgot to mention, is social crime. You see, don't have to be dealing with crime in a hardcore way, but on the other hand, you have to make sure that you sit and mobilize with communities and address all other social ills that are affecting our communities.
Okay. You may proceed.
Yes, whilst I was doing that, working on that, I got appointed. Deputy Chief Mzolo had to go for retirement. Then there were interviews, there were posters that were advertised. Then I got appointed, as I've said, as the Deputy Chief of Police Operations and Specialized Unit on the 1st of December. But interviews took place October, November. But on the 1st, I started as a Deputy Chief of Police Operations and Specialized Services.
Okay.
It's the post that suspended.
But before that, it looks like you were suspended, before that. I think you may have jumped one position.
Oh, yes.
Um,
Oh, thank you.
in 2023, what were you appointed as? What was your role at the time?
I think I jumped paragraph 19, humble apologies. Yes, I was suspended on the 20th of February, 2023. Then I was suspended for, the letter said I installed blue lights, branded vehicles for the cat security for Simatlala.
Okay, we'll come back to that. And then, how long was your suspension?
It was 3 months, advocate. I stayed for 3 months at home.
And when did you resume at work? When was your suspension uplifted?
It was for 3 months. I came back end of April, if I'm not mistaken, or the 1st of May. When I came back, the suspension was uplifted, then I had to go back operational and work.
Okay. When you came back, in that period of between 2024 and 2025, you acted in a number of roles. I don't know if you have a bundle in front of you, but from the bundle, it would be Annex Chair JDM 10 A to N. I'd just like to read that into the record.
I don't have
Annex
a
Chair
bundle.
10 reads that on the 3rd of May 2024, you were appointed by Dr. M.I. Mashazi, who at the time was a city manager, and requested you to act as the chief of police, EMPD. At this point, you've come back from suspension. You've worked a couple of months, and then in May 2024, because you would have come back from suspension in May of 2023. Is that?
Let me correct it.
Yes.
Yes, I came back in May 2023.
Yes.
When I came back, there was a deputy chief of police. By that time, I was a director. Deputy chief of police is what Deputy Chief Mzolo.
Yes.
You see, then the chief got suspended around 2023 by the city manager. He started by taking a special leave, then he was suspended. Then Deputy Chief of Police Mzolo was appointed by the city manager to act as the acting chief of police. So I started to act in 2024 when I was a deputy chief, because you can't just jump as a director and act as a chief of police unless there's no one, you see. But I acted in 2024 in different positions as the acting chief of police, because by that time I was the deputy chief of police and the qualifying deputy chief of police. I must mention, I know that a lot of rumors outside, not from this house, outside. Yeah. I must say it to see that I didn't qualify by that time. I acted as the acting chief of police because the chief was suspended. And I used to assume and take the responsibilities of the chief of police. Around that process, November, there was a new structure that was approved by the city, that we are no longer going to have the chief of police as a head. Now the structure said we will have HOD of community safety. Remember, we're EMPD. Now there's a community safety that is responsible, that is inclusive of the dams, it is us, it is emergency. In the city, we're having a division of military veterans. Then they were reporting to the office of the executive mayor, then they have to be moved to community safety.
Okay.
Yes, then I acted as an HOD again.
Okay, for the sake of completion, we are talking about the structure of EMPD. And you'd speak about that structure very briefly in the next paragraph, at paragraph 24. annexure JMD 11, JDM 11 is the structure that you're talking about, that you're talking to now, reflected at JDM 11.
Yes, Advocate.
Okay. Going back to the letters of appointment, I said there's a number of letters of appointment. They span, I think you were appointed almost, 10 times in 1 year to act. Approximately, if we can just look at it, you were first appointed on the 3rd of May, 2024. That you can see at annexure JDM 10A. If we can just assist the witness with the annexure. Give him my computer. Yes. Yeah. Yes, but I need to read. Oh, I've got them. Yeah.
But I can talk to it whilst you are still.
Pardon?
I
Yes,
can
but
talk to it. Yes.
I just want you to confirm that you've seen this document. You know the documents we're speaking about. You do. Okay. Your bundle is still coming, so I don't want you to feel that we are making you confirm documents that you do not know.
Okay, just a moment, Honorable Sangwen.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'm not sure if Advocate Mkhize is covering me, but it's very distracting, to watch the interaction with the witness and they don't have their bundle. So I just wanted to check indeed what the problem is and when we can expect that. It feels very, very uncomfortable from here. Thanks, Chair.
We addressed that matter earlier on to say the reproduction of documents will be completed soon.
Okay. From annexures 10A all the way to the end where the marking is marked P. Have you seen those letters before?
I've seen them and I've signed.
Okay.
Accepting the responsibility.
Okay. Those letters are what you refer to at paragraph 22 of the affidavit.
Advocate.
Okay. If you could then go to the first one and confirm the date and by the date of the letter.
The first one, it's on the 3rd of May, 2004, signed by me and the then city manager.
Who was the
Dr.
city manager at the time?
Dr. Mkhwanazi.
Okay. And what does the letter appoint you to, for which position?
Let me read it. You are hereby appointed as the Chief of Police or as the Acting Chief of Police from the 6th of May until the 17th of May, 2024. You are therefore authorized to exercise the delegated and signing powers that are vested to the position whilst acting. It was for Acting Chief of Police.
And then if you turn to the next page, you can read in the date.
It was dated, or it's dated the 1st of August, 2024, Acting Chief of Police.
What is that letter in front of you?
You are hereby appointed to act as the Chief of Police from 05/2024 until the 16th August 2024. You are therefore authorized to exercise delegated and signing powers that are vested to the position whilst acting.
Who appointed you into that position?
The city manager.
Okay. City manager being the same one that appointed you previously, Dr. Mkhwanazi.
Yes, Advocate.
Okay. And the next letter was the following month.
Then the other one stated the 25th September 2024, Acting Chief of Police again. Again, it reads as follows. You are hereby appointed to act as the Chief of Police from the 25th of September 2024 until the 31st of August, no, 31st of October 2024. Again, you are therefore authorized to exercise the delegated and signing powers that are vested to the position whilst acting, signed by the acting Chief of Police, acting City Manager, then not Dr. Mkhwanazi, Mr. Chilitsi Tenga.
And then your next appointment on the next letter was 2 months later in December.
Again in December, but this one now it's different. As I've said that there was approval of a structure. Now it says it's from Dr. Mkhwanazi, acting head of the Department Community Safety, no longer Chief of Police now. It's acting head. You are hereby appointed to act as HOD Community Safety from 17th December until 02 January. You are therefore authorized to exercise the delegated and signing powers that are vested to the position whilst acting.
Commissioner, just for the purposes of clarity, you said, remember now, the organizational structure has changed. So it's changed from you being called, from a person occupying a particular position being called Chief of Police to acting, to head of a department. Is that what you are saying?
No, no, no.
Okay. Please.
It's changed for the department. Let me clarify it. There was a recommendation from COCTA that said we are, as the city of Ekurhuleni, we are duplicating responsibilities or tasks. You see, now we must reduce departments. We had 21 or 23 departments. Then they were reduced to 14. And part of it, it was affecting even the departments, where one of the departments that was affected. That's why I've said to you, we had emergency as a department. We had EMPD as a department. You see, but now us and emergency have to be one department. It's not about the position, it's about the whole department. Then we had Chief of Police is responsible for policing. Then there's an HOD, there's a head or divisional head that is responsible for dams. There's a divisional head that is responsible for emergency. You see, dams, it's those people that are dealing with disasters and everything. Then emergency, so fire fighters and other things. Then it's policing. Then the end, I've said military veterans had to come to. Then the HOD now was responsible. That means the Chief of Police and the other divisional head are now reporting to one head, the HOD of the whole community safety. It's no longer EMPD, it's no longer DEMS. We call it community safety now. Then the person who's acting is assuming the responsibility of heading for all these divisions. We are no longer now we're a department that is responsible to the head of community safety, but chief is responsible for policing. Then when you act as a chief of police, you can't act as a chief of police, and you see, that's why before it was chief of police, but now it's head of community safety.
Okay, and that was to be in line with the new structure?
Yes, yes, okay. For the whole city, not for EMPD only. Other departments were affected too. As I've said, it was 21 departments. Then 7 of them are no longer there. Okay. They've joined or they've amalgamated with others. But all in all, the departments now are 14, reduced to 14 departments. But it also affected the structure and the leadership, command and control within different departments.
Okay. On the next page, this is the following month. It's a new year under the new structure, but we are now in January. And right at the beginning of January, you get another acting stint. Would you like to read that into the record?
Dated 6 January 2025.
Yes.
Sorry. No, December. Dated 6 January 2025. Acting head of Department Community Safety. We are hereby appointed to act as the head of Department Community Safety from 6th of January 2025 till the 31st of January 2025. You are therefore authorized to exercise the delegated and signing powers that are vested to the position whilst acting. Kind regards, Dr. Mkhwanazi, city manager. And again, I signed, I hereby agree to act in the position of HOD, community safety, then I signed.
Right. And then, a month later, almost a month and a half, almost 2 months later, on the next page,
Yes. Yes, dated the 3rd of March 2025, acting head of department community safety. You are hereby appointed to act as the HOD community safety from the 3rd of March 2025 until the 14th March 2025. You are therefore authorized to exercise the delegated and signing powers that are vested to the position whilst acting. Kind regards, acting chief of police, Kagiso Lerutla, no sorry man, acting city manager.
and on the next page, within the same month, shortly after you'd finish your earlier acting stint, there's another letter.
Yes, dated. Sorry, I want to write something so that I can remind myself. Because the gap, it means something, I will just explain it. Acting chief of police, again, it's March 2025, as I've said that the structure is changed now. Now I'm no longer acting as an HOD. There's someone who's acting as an HOD from DEMS. Now I'm the chief of police reporting to that HOD. That person was appointed to act as an HOD. I don't remember by that because there are 3 departments, but I think it's DEMS. You are hereby appointed to act as the chief of police from 18 March until the 3rd. You are therefore authorized to exercise delegated and signing powers that are vested to the position whilst acting. Oh yes, it was Mr. Makuba who was acting HOD. I'm now appointed. I'm no longer reporting, the chief is no longer reporting, as I've said, direct to the city manager now. In terms of the structure, the chief of police reports to the HOD.
Yes, no,
Yes.
I think the committee understands that the structure changed in December 2024.
Yes.
And that we are now operating under a new structure. But you do agree that this is now 4 days after your last appointment stint, you get reappointed?
Yes, but in a
to act.
different position.
Indeed,
Yes.
I accept that. And then you get appointed again a few days after your acting stint again, still within March, on the next page.
Yes, you are correct. After a few days, you are hereby appointed, 24th of March, acting head of the department community safety. You are hereby appointed to act as an HOD community safety from the 24th until the 24th of March until the 30th of April. You are therefore authorized to exercise delegated signing powers that are vested to the position whilst acting. Regards, acting city manager, Kagiso Lerutla. Then I accepted the position, I signed.
On the 24th of March, you were appointed by Dr. Mkhwanazi. And then on the next page, this is now in May, a month later,
Yes,
another appointment.
yes.
Okay.
Dated the 2nd of May 2025. Acting head of the department community safety. You are hereby appointed to act as HOD community safety from 02 May 2025 till the 31st of May 2025. You are therefore authorized to exercise delegated signing powers that are vested to the position whilst acting. Regards, acting chief of police, no sorry man, like chief of police, acting city manager, humble apologies, acting city manager. Then I accepted the position, I signed. The acting position, not the position.
Okay. And that acting stint was for a full month from the 2nd of May, 2025 to the 31st of May, 2025. And on the next letter, 2 days later, you get another appointment to act.
Yes.
Would you like to tell us more about that letter?
Is it dated July, ne?
2nd June,
Oh, sorry.
2025.
Oh. Again, yes, on the 2nd of June 2025, acting of Department Community Safety. You are hereby appointed to act as an HOD Community Safety 02 June 2025 until the 30th of June 2025. Again, the powers, you are therefore authorized to exercise the delegated and signing powers that are vested to the position whilst acting. Kind regards, City Manager, Dr. Mashaz.
Yes. And again, the following month, on the 8th of July, until the 31st of July, if I can just note that that acting stint again, the previous one, was for 1 month. So you ended on the 30th of June.
Yes. Then I started.
And then 8 days later, you were appointed again into another, to act in another. Okay, you can.
The policy allows you to act for 3 months, madam. If for 3 consecutive months, then you have to take a cooling period. You see, the 7 days cooling period. If there's no other candidate, then after 7 days again. That's why there's a gap, as you're saying.
Okay.
We are in July now.
Okay, yes.
It's after 7 days cooling period.
Yes.
Yes. On the 8th July 2025, Acting Head Department Community Safety, you are hereby appointed to act as an HOD Community Safety from the 8th of July until the 30th or 31st of July, I'm correct, yes, 2025. You are therefore authorized to exercise delegated and signing powers that are vested to the position whilst acting. Kind regards, Acting City Manager, Kagiso Lerotla. Then I've signed accepting the acting responsibility.
Okay. And that acting stint was for approximately a month as well. It ended on the 31st of July.
Yes.
And on the very next day, on the 1st of August,
again, on the 1st of August, Acting Head of Department Community Safety, you are hereby appointed to act as the Head of Department Community Safety from the 1st of August 2025 until the 31st of August 2025.
Okay.
You are therefore.
I'm sorry to interject, Mr. Commissioner Mkhwanazi, just so that we move fast. We now know that the second line always remains the same. Whenever you act, you have the powers of the person that you, in whose position you are acting for that period. So we don't have to read that in. We just need to read the period and the date.
Thank you, Advocate. 14 August 2025, it is signed by the acting HOD. I'm appointed to act as the acting Chief of Police now, no longer as the HOD of Department. Mr. Mkhwanazi is acting now. He appointed me to act as the acting Chief of Police.
And that appointment to act as Chief of Police, if I'm reading your letter correctly, intercepted a period when you were already acting. You ought to have acted for a month as the acting head of Department Community Safety, because that acting stint ought to have been completed on the 31st of August 2025. But whilst you were still acting in that position, you then on the 14th of August had to act as the Chief of Police. Am I reading your letter correctly?
You are correct, you're correct, madam.
Okay. And then that was for a period of 2 weeks until the end of August.
Yes, yes.
And there's another appointment, you see, on the 1st of September, the following day.
Yes.
For a month, until the 30th of September. And that appointment was by Mr. M. Makubalo, the acting HOD. And that was the last acting stint.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So you've had quite a number of acting periods in that time. What was your role at the time?
Deputy Chief of Police.
Deputy Chief of Police.
Yes, Operations and Specialized Services. But when I'm acting, I was acting as the, remember, HOD or Chief of Police responsible for the whole city.
Okay.
Policing, yes.
In essence, you acted for a period of a year in various departments on a month to month, sometimes on a 2 week stint. in that period,
Let's say,
according to the
let's say
latest?
in one department, different positions.
Okay.
Yes.
Shortly after that, you were then appointed in a new position, now a a new position.
No,
We are at paragraph 23 of your statement. No, it was whilst you were Deputy Chief of Police that you were doing all these various stints.
no. I was not appointed to any position. Remember, I was appointed on the 1st of December, 2023. From 2023 till 2023, until I was suspended. I was acting, not appointed.
Okay.
Then in November, there's a month when you see that the acting ended on the, as I've said, September. October, I decided to take a special leave. Then November was suspended. Not appointed, suspended.
Okay. Thank you very much, Commissioner. If we can then just proceed. You earlier gave evidence that the structure at EMPD changed and the divisions were consolidated, and we ended up with 14 divisions. And we've already read that into the record that that's reflected by JDM 11. JDM 11 is contained in your file. It's this organogram. Yes. Now moving on to your responsibilities as the Deputy Chief of Police, could you take us through that part of your evidence? What were your roles and responsibilities?
The roles and responsibilities when you become the Chief of Police, you are heading, as a director, I was heading specialized services. You are now heading specialized in operations. Means that all the men in blue and khaki, they are responsible, they are reporting to you. I will explain it. The structure divided us into two now. There's a Chief of Police, and we're having two Deputy Chief of Police. The other one is responsible for operations, all Metro Police officers that are executing bylaws, executing traffic law enforcement, executing crime prevention, also doing your crowd management, VIP protection. They are reporting to you. But we are having 7 directors now in terms of the structure. That's reporting direct to me. The structure took out, we were having 3 deputy chiefs before. Deputy Chief of Police Operations, Deputy Chief of Police Security and Loss Control, Deputy Chief of Police of Logistics, who was dealing with procurement and other things. But in terms of the COCTA recommendation was that because there's a department that deals with procurement, there's a department that deals with supply chain. You can't be doing one and the same thing, you see. Then all those people are now reporting to Deputy Chief of Police Operations and Specialized Services. But on the other hand, you are still having another Deputy Chief of Police who deals with security and loss control, you see. Security and loss control means that it deals with those people, those security officers that are doing guarding, static in terms of your entrance, in terms of protecting state property, making sure that they monitor the movement, monitoring cameras, CCTV cameras. You see, the structure now limited us to 2, but I still have the other wing that is coming from that deputy chief, because the position was removed from the structure.
When you talk about the other wing, what are you referring to?
The one that they were doing, the one that I've said that they were duplicating the work that was done by supply chain and the fleet. But we said, no, let them come in. The structure said they must come in and report to operations, because they're also Metro Police officers too. Then they were reporting to me. Then the director of logistics came to us again to report, because it was no longer now operational directors. There's training too that used to report in that deputy chief, training came back again to operations or came to operations. Training is our college, training college. Then the director of training college reported to me. That's why it has increased the number of directors from 5 directors, because I director east, director north. It's very important to mention. Director east, director north, director south. South, it's the southern part of Ekurhuleni. East is the eastern part of Ekurhuleni. North is the northern part. Then we are having director that deals with specialized services, the position that I had before. All the specialized units are reported to that director. Again, we're having director that deals with bylaws. All the bylaws of the city, his duties and responsibilities is to make sure that all the bylaws are executed. The city does bylaws. Then I had these 2 directors that came in. Then 7 directors were responsible for me. My duty is to oversee and make sure that all the plans, to approve plans and make sure that all the plans are executed on daily basis. There are programs from different directors of making sure that the traffic law, crime prevention, bylaws, the dates and everything. On weekly basis, I must get those reports. See, forward those reports to relevant offices. For example, part of our responsibilities, we as Metro Police, we are reporting to 5 departments. Department of Transport, we report to RTMC, we report to the district, the provincial commissioner, SAPS. We must also report internally. The office of the executive mayor, the city manager, your MMC of community safety must provide all report. Part of your responsibilities is to make sure that you consolidate all those programs, reports and everything. Again, we must also again mobilize external structures again to make sure that the liaise will communicate time to time, we liaise with the MMCs, organize when she's having public meetings and everything. We must go there in those community meetings and respond in terms of the challenges that are facing the department, or facing community safety, facing public transport, operation or traffic law or bylaws, all those responsibilities on weekly basis, on daily basis. Again, monitor your complaints and everything in terms of the emails and everything. It's partial, it's 50% operational, 50% strategic, because must also again go to oversight meetings, report to councillors. You see, in terms of your programs and everything that they're doing, in terms of managing the resources of the department. You see, make sure that all the resources are divided equally. So where there are challenges, we intervene and try to come up with solutions and everything. It's part of those responsibilities.
Okay.
Again, human resource, again, it becomes part of you. That's why having human resource department, that is their function in terms of hiring, in terms of managing, but again, at EMPD, because you are dealing with police, you have to make sure that human resources are able to raise challenges with the relevant departments and everything, part of those responsibilities. But as an HOD now, it's different because we are no longer doing it for Metro Police. We must also oversee that other divisions that are there. As I've said, it's disaster, it's fire, it's your military veterans. The challenges and the challenges are different. The responsibilities and duties are different, but part of your responsibility is to make sure that you coordinate work with the relevant divisional head from these 3 divisions that are now part of the structure. The difference between the chief and...
Yeah. Commissioner Mkhwanazi, you have just led evidence that there are 2 deputy heads. The one deals with specialized services, and that is you. Operational and specialized services, that is you. And the other department looks at, they deal with security, loss and control. And who is the deputy head of security, loss and control?
Deputy Chief of Police, Ndumiso Qwabe.
Okay. So under your specific department being operational and specialized services, you mentioned a few departments that report to you. I just want to make sure that I captured your evidence correctly. You mentioned logistics, Metro Police, you mentioned training, the training college, procurement and bylaws. Those are some of the departments that fall under your specific department.
No, as the Deputy Chief of Police, you are those responsibilities are for the chief.
Okay.
Then for me, it's logistic, it's bylaws, it's no, you're correct.
Yeah,
You're
okay.
correct, you're correct.
Okay,
yes.
so that was the correct evidence that you gave, that those are the various departments that basically report to you. And security does not fall within the purview of your department. That is dealt with by
It's-
Ndumiso Gwabe.
Static security,
Pardon?
static or guarding.
Static security.
Yeah, it's security and compliance. They are dealing with guarding. He's managing the private security that are contracted to do guard work. Those that are static at the doors. Yes, they are just monitoring the buildings or entrance, exits, check people when they're coming in, protecting state property. Again, they are also assisting in terms of our energy, in terms of infrastructure, deploying when people over the night, now there's this crime of dealing with infrastructure of the cities, your robots, your cable thefts and other things.
But that falls under Commissioner Gwabe.
Yes, but as
Okay.
Metropolis too, we're having units that are doing that in terms of crime prevention.
Okay. If we then can proceed, I would like to now turn to the section regarding Mr. Van Wyk. If you look at your point F on the affidavit. Are you there? Okay. At paragraph 8 of your statement, you refer to a Mr. Van Wyk. Who is Mr. Van Wyk?
Mr. Van Wyk is a director of a private clinic, which is called Medicare 24. That is based in Boksburg, in the city of Ekurhuleni.
You mentioned a private clinic.
Yes.
What do you know the name of the private clinic?
It's Medicare 24.
Medicare 24. Would you like to perhaps tell the committee about how you came to know Mr. Van Wyk? What?
Yes.
Yeah.
I came to know Mr. Mike Van Wyk late 2020. I had COVID-19. Then when I came back within a month, I think within a month or two, I was approached by my members, EMPT members who work for community liaison unit, that there's a person by the name of Mike Van Wyk who is responsible for Medicare 24. He's having a program or a plan of working with the EMPT in terms of assisting officers with effective and efficient response when they're involved in incident and accidents, in terms of assisting them when they get injured or get shot whilst they're in the line of duty. You see, another program, it was that they want to work with us in terms of assisting in terms of our drinking and driving. We don't call it drinking and driving. We call it driving under the influence or under substance, but drinking and driving, that's how we call it every day. You see, then in terms of assisting us in terms of drawing blood and making sure that at least it's secured and police are able, because when you do those operations, you are only given 2 hours and you must make sure that within that 2 hours, because it's a detention, you see, that person send it over to SAPS, then they book 14 and everything. I think it was those ones that he suggested, if I remember very well. But there's a document where he has mentioned everything, just that we don't have it. But he mentioned all those things that you want to do with us. Then I said, no, this is a good plan. It's going to assist us. It's fine. You can arrange a meeting between me and him so that we check what's going on. Then we went to his Boksburg offices, because my office is in Boksburg. His office is in Boksburg. Then I went there, we met, he presented his plan the way I'm mentioning it. I said, no, this is a good plan. But part of it, he was mentioning issues that has to do with health department or health issues, you see. I saw it's a bigger plan, it's a bigger thing. Then I suggested to him that no man, the best way is to come and present your plan to the city. I approached my deputy chief by then, Deputy Chief Mzolo. He relayed the message to the chief of police, Isaac Mapieye. Then I got the message from him that no. He must come and present at our CSMT. It's a senior management meeting of the city where all head of departments are sitting. It is shared by the city manager. You see, he was forwarded an opportunity to present the plan, but I was not part of the plan because of my rank level. I was a junior by then.
Yes, that's what I would like to come to. Commissioner Mkhwanazi, you've taken us through like extensively what your role has been over a period. I know that at the time at which you were discussing, you were the Deputy Chief of Police, but in 2020, you occupied the role of Director. Yes, and you were still in operations, operational and specialized services.
Yes, ma'am.
Does health fall under specialized and health and operational and health services?
No, ma'am. That's why I've said he must go and present there. Because in terms of health, let me mention it. He was mentioning the working relations between them as a private clinic working with state clinics, or our clinics that are managed by the city. We know that the mandate is with the province, but they were managed by the city because there's this process of moving them or taking them to the province. That's why I've said I don't have a clue about the clinics, how they operate and what. Go and present there.
Okay. You also mentioned in your evidence that you had a problem with drinking and driving. So when you arrest drivers on the road who are over the limit, you would need to take them to, you can't detain them for too long, not for longer than 2 hours. Why would Mr. Van Wyk be involved in that? Do you not have nurses within EMPD?
By then, madam, we had, advocate, sorry. By then we had 2 sisters who were registered sisters. I must mention this because you can have sisters in the clinic, but if they're not registered, they can't take blood. And we had 2 registered sisters that were responsible for 3,200 officers, which must work 24/7. Drink and driving, when they're at work, they are doing drink and driving for 24/7. It's with a challenge, a very serious challenge. With a challenge, even now it's worse than before. Now we're having 1 sister in 1 region that must assist the whole, now it's 3,900 or 3,800 officers, you see. I think as I mentioned in my statement that officers privately, when they're doing their duties, not private, when they're executing their duties, they approach different clinics, whether it's a public clinic or our clinics don't do drink and driving, public hospitals or private clinic, and work with them, you see. The same idea that Mike came up with, it has been happening, but Mike decided to come and wanted to formalize issues of drink and driving because it is a serious challenge, one must mention. You see, even now it's worse than before, you see. As I've said, that everyone decides when he's having a suspect, we call suspect, you see, even though we didn't, yeah, but it's a crime. We call them suspects. They go in for, oh, sorry. May I continue?
Who is disrupting the advocate? Are you being disrupted? There.
No, I'm not being disrupted, Chair. I just need a small clarity.
Raise your hand up.
Yes, Chair.
Okay.
Chair, I just need clarity. I'm not sure if I heard correctly. The witness is also, his sound isn't too good. Did you say the officers in their capacity approaches various clinics? So officers takes a blood test, takes a test of the driver, and they just go to any clinic, any hospital. Is that what you're saying? Thank you, Chair.
May I respond, Chair?
Yeah.
No, they arrest you, drive with you to the public hospital or to the private clinic and take the blood there. Immediately after the registered sister of that institution or of the public hospital or that one sister of ours, then you drive with the suspect to the police station. You don't leave the suspect. Immediately after taking the blood, the procedure says that immediately after taking the blood, immediately after the sister took the blood, you drive with the suspect to the police station. You don't leave the suspect and take the blood somewhere. No, you're not allowed to do that. The only thing that they do, they approach the private clinics or they go to public hospital and request that can they take the blood of a suspect for drunken driving. Because, sorry?
Any clinic, any hospital.
That's what I'm saying, Honorable Member. That's a challenge that we're having.
Okay, thank you.
Let me confirm that again. That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
Okay, so your evidence is that you would then arrest the suspect, take them to the hospital or any private clinic for the purposes of drawing blood. And that was one of the reasons why you were talking to Mr. Van Wyk, even though it was just, you've made it clear that it was not a proposal to you. You're saying that, but he was having these discussions with you before you could point him to the correct people.
Yes.
Yes, that's okay. The question that I then have for you is you said you've also given evidence that you only had 2 registered sisters. So it posed a challenge because you were dealing with approximately 3,000 staff members. Oh, that has to do with, what were you talking about in relation to 3,000 staff members?
You know, when you are saying it's a challenge, you are putting it very nice. It's a disaster.
Okay.
You see, because drinking and driving, it's a problem on a daily basis. You see, when you check stats, all our states are influenced in terms of accidents, especially fatal accidents, drinking and driving, you see. But the city or the department, I feel that we're not responding enough to those challenges, you see.
If you can speak up, Commissioner.
Or I'm saying, I feel that we are not responding that. That's why officers are taking a decision, because you've already arrested the person and you can't release him when you detain, when you have detained him. Once you detain him, you must proceed with the process, because once you leave him, it's an litigation, it's a lawsuit against the state. Then they become creative and go to these institutions. But the challenge again, I must mention that public hospitals, they are reluctant to assist us. It's not their mandate to just request them, but the problem is that in these processes, immediately after the arrest, a sister must also come to court, because it's the one that took the blood, and talk about the processes. You see, we are officers. Ours is the question of arrest, of detaining, then leaving the suspect to police. But in court, they want to know the processes and procedures in terms of the blood, in terms of everything. And those people are expected that. That's why they're saying a registered sister. You see, but in public hospital, they're limited, they've got challenges. They will tell you, in maybe we're having 6 or 7 hospitals. Especially, it's only one hospital that is always assisting us in the city of Ekurhuleni. But again, because we are close to the HOD HOD of that hospital. But it is a challenge. You see, public hospital, they will tell you, no, our sisters will go to court for 2-3 weeks. You see, because you can't even determine, you can't even tell the magistrate, no, the person must go and work. That's a challenge that we're having. At least private, at least they assist and they're able to come and do. But even that one sister that we're having, again, when it goes to court for drinking and driving or driving under influence, that means you are not assisted within the department.
Okay. Commissioner, you mentioned that it's a bit of a challenge when it comes to public hospitals to use them, because it sounds like there is a constraint of sorts with resources. Would a sister from a private hospital not be required to appear for a hearing similarly to a sister in a public hospital? I just want to, just for clarity. What would happen with private hospital when they have to testify in court?
Some they allow them. Most of them, they allow them to come. And you must also remember, private sisters and sisters are trained by one institution, the same institutions. As long as you're a registered sister, you can take blood. See, whether you are from private or what, but as long as you're a registered sister. But there's no formal SOP. There's no formal standard operational procedure. There's no formal agreement that says this hospital can, you see. Officers, they become creative whilst they're operational.
Could you expand on that?
I'm saying officers, they become creative.
What do you mean by they become creative?
They go and talk to the private clinics, they go and talk to the hospital, say, we are having drinking and driving. Then from 6 to 7, may you please allocate one sister that will assist us, you see. But sometimes it happens randomly. When you're driving, a person drives under influence, you stop, then you go to the nearest because of these 2 hours. You can't drive from Davidton, you can't drive from Tembisa to Zonkizizo. Ekurhuleni is too big. You can't drive if the sister is in Tembisa. Currently, the sister that you are having, she's at the northern region, Tembisa. Then you can't drive from the southern part of Ekurhuleni, Zonkizizo. Oh, you can't drive from Zonkizizo, it's the southern part to the northern part. It's a challenge. But again, you also mentioned the issues of the hospital that they are having challenges. They've got limited numbers of sisters. Again, these 2 weeks, 1 week to court, it becomes one of the challenges.
Yes, I guess the question that I am posing to you, Commissioner, is what happens in the instance? I appreciate that you can go to various hospitals, and the main challenge that you have highlighted in your evidence regarding public hospitals is that they are reluctant to draw bloods because the minute they draw blood, they will then be compelled, they're basically part of the evidence chain. They are compelled to go to court and give evidence on that particular suspect, as you have mentioned, in the running of their case. What do private hospitals, what do the nurses at the private hospitals do? So they attend and they've got no problems. Is that what you are? Is that your evidence?
Yes,
I'm just trying to understand.
Yes, they allow them. They allow
Okay.
them, yes. As I've said, sometimes in the planned operations, at least they arrange with them prior. But in other circumstances where you just drive and see a drunken driving, you go there, they attend, we do allow them.
Okay, we are now at paragraph 32 of your statement. And the evidence that you have just read is confirmed by paragraph 32. You may then proceed regarding your relationship. Just to put a marker, what you have told us is that you've given evidence that it is the MPT members that introduced you to Mr. Mike van Wyk. We know that Mr. Mike van Wyk owns a hospital called Medicare 24 Clinic. We know that he's also looking to develop a relationship with EMPD and would like to put a proposal forward to which you pointed him to the correct people that would be able, or correct officials that would be able to assist him in respect of the proposal that he wants to put there. You also mentioned COVID-19, but you haven't actually expanded on COVID-19. What do you mean that there was COVID-19? Yes, we do know that we came from a period where we had that dreadful virus. Would you like to expand what that means in relation to EMPD and Mike van Wyk?
Thank you, madam. Part of the engagement, he said to us, I can also assist you. Of which the commitment that he executed. He did. I can also assist you with members that don't have medical aid in terms of testing and in terms of giving them treatment. Those that are affected or infected by COVID-19, you see. and the members did go to him. It's just that it's an health issue, can't ask private things and everything. But I know that some of the members, they were assisted there. Not even ordinary members, senior members too. They went there in terms of COVID. He assisted them with tablets, testing, all these processes of COVID-19.
Just to place things in context, has Mike at this point had a meeting, because you said there was no SOP, but has Mike had a meeting regarding his proposal at that point? On what basis was he wanting to make this arrangement for people to come and test and use his facilities? Was there any type of relationship with Mike at that point? When I say relationship with Mike, between EMPD and Mike. Mike van Wyk.
Thank you, Advocate. After he had a meeting with CSMT at all these meetings, he crafted a proposal, a memorandum of understanding proposal that he presented, or he sent to me, he sent to the office of the Chief of Police through the project manager. Whilst we were still waiting for those processes, we engaged him on that thing again. But whilst we were waiting for formal relations or that memorandum of understanding, that was submitted around, it was around October, if I'm not mistaken. You see.
Okay.
But this one of assistance, it was not in 2020. It was in the second COVID in 2021. You see, remember in 2020, I was not around, I was sick and everything. Then we started to know him late 2020. Then 2021, that's where we engaged again when this COVID was starting. He said, no, but I will also assist you in this and this and this in terms of COVID. But there was no relations because we're still waiting for the engagement and the finalization of what he has submitted by that time. And COVID took us around winter 2021, June, July, I think it started there.
In Mike's proposal, who was this intended for? The service for COVID-19 testing?
For EMPD.
So EMPD as a whole,
yes,
not
EMPD.
only the trainees?
No. EMPD, the training is a different one.
Okay.
It's EMPD. The training is 2021 to 2022. I will talk to it. It's a separate thing.
Okay. And was there any consideration for this? What I mean by that is, was there any payment required for the services that Mike was looking to give the city in respect of testing for drinking and driving and providing his nurses whenever they need to go to court, as well as the testing that he was going to be doing for COVID-19?
Thank you, Advocate. All his services were at no cost to the council. There was no cost.
No cost?
Yes, sir.
So he was coming in free of charge, and he was just opening up his hospital and,
yes.
You know, okay. And that leads me to the next paragraph at 36. If you can read that into the record.
Finally, you said I must read. Let me read it. It's page 12, paragraph 36.
Yes.
Finally, in 2021, 2022, let me say late 2021, 2022, Mark van Wyk further assisted the MP, the Metro Police trainees, we call them cadets, but we can say trainings, with making copies of exam past papers, preparing for exam at no additional cost to the city, using his photocopying machines as well as his own edition, as well as his own paper at the clinic. Well, there's a paragraph that's a chap. Or exam at no cost or at no additional cost to the city, using his photocopying machine as well as his own paper at the clinic. I'm informed that it cost Mike an amount of around 300,000. That's what he told us, that after assisting us in terms of, after assisting the training division, the students with photocopying, it was photocopying, binding of document. Then it cost 300,000 to provide the service. This service was initiated after the trainees complained using various platforms, including the media, political parties, even to myself and Director Gwabe, who was in charge of training. The complaint related to duration. They started at the college, which was more than 2 years. They felt the department was doing nothing. 2019, we had recruitment. We had to recruit 500 students. And they were supposed to be there for 12 months, but because of COVID, they couldn't finish at the college. Everything was closed. Then they had to come back when everything was open, and they continued. But around 2021, they felt, no, it's more than 2 years. We're supposed to be here for 12 months. And by then, the city had challenges, serious financial challenges. We had no photocopies, we had nothing. There's a copy there where there's a communication within the department that says for licensing, when you come in for your renewal and other things, we had put some placards to inform members of public that we don't have papers for photo. It affected the city in terms of resources, in terms of everything. Then again, when Director Gwabe, he was responsible for training college, approached me. I had now communicated with Mike. I said, no, man, let's go and communicate with Mike. Because in that clinic, I saw, when we approached him, I saw big machines at the clinic, a lot of papers. I don't know how to, these RAM papers, I don't know how to call them. Yes. Then he said, no, but it's fine, I will assist you. But I can't assist you with anything at that finance. I will assist you with equipment and the papers, I do have them. Then again, he assisted, there was a staff, I know that he delegated a staff that was working with college people, you see. It was them and Mike and the director of training that were dealing with those things. But they were assisted. Students were able to.
Okay. Approximately how many students did you have at the college?
It was more than 500 and something students that were recruited. It was the largest number that we had in the city of Ekurhuleni, where we recruited by that time.
Okay. So at this point, what we know is that you've met Mike and you've met him through the trainees, and Mike has stepped into the EMPD with no contractual relationship. He was in talks regarding a proposal that he had to work with the city, but there was nothing in place at that point. But he's spending money on EMPD, up to about 300,000 to make photocopies in preparation for exams. Do you think that Mike had become some type of guardian angel at the EMPD? Mr. Mike van Wyk.
No, thank you, Advocate. I can't say a guardian angel, but he assisted.
But he was providing free services to the EMPD.
He did that, madam. He did. Yes.
Okay. And at paragraph 35, if you could then just read that into the record.
Following the introduction, humble apologies. Following the introduction with Mr. Mike van Wyk, I informed Deputy Chief of Police Mzolo, whom my line manager at the time, regarding Medicaid 24 clinic proposal. On or about the late 2020, Mr. Mike presented his proposal to senior management of the city. I was not present at the presentation because I did not form part of the senior executive of the city.
Okay.
Must I continue?
No, that's perfect. Thanks. Just lastly on Mr. van Wyk, how did you come? You've told us how you came to know him, but how long had you known him at this point when he was providing these free services through you? Because it seems that you were the contact person. You were not responsible. You've testified that you were not responsible for training. Commissioner Gwabe was, well, Director Gwabe at the time. Director Gwabe was responsible for training, and it is you that Director Gwabe came to. He approached you to say, what are we going to do about these students who don't have copies of past papers, and your immediate thought and solution had to do with Mike van Wyk. So it was you who had now developed a relationship with Mr. van Wyk. How long had you known him at this point?
No, from 2020, from late 2020, it was a year. Remember, we approached him late 2021 for exam that was supposed to sit 2021, 2022. It was a year. Yeah.
You also testified that there was no contract between EMPD and Mr. van Wyk or Medicare 24 clinic at the time. So what was the nature of your relationship?
I think it was ordinary. Like, I don't know how to explain it. But every time when we want to meet with him, we'll meet with Mike, discuss issues. But also his clinic was around the city of Ekurhuleni, you see. I think that's why he decided to assist and he's passionate about us as police and this thing. And we'll keep on referring that, no, society must take care of police. Society must make sure that police are being cared of, all those things. But the relationship was not that close by that time, you see. But I must say that even when the memorandum of understanding was not, we didn't respond to him formally, we didn't respond to anything, but he continued to have this relationship with us, communicating and doing everything. Okay. There was constant communication, let me say, because my office Boksburg, our members of specialized unit were reporting at Boksburg. His medical care clinic was in Boksburg.
Okay. You referred to a memorandum of understanding. Would you like to expand on that?
It becomes a challenge because I don't have it here, but as I've said that there was this request, there was this proposal that is presented to us. He presented to us, it was sent to me, the office of the chief of police, through his PA, through his project manager. You see, there's a date, there's one of annexures here, which are having dates and everything.
If you can turn to paragraph 53 of your statement.
Paragraph 53, ne? But that memorandum of understanding had everything that I spoke about.
So at this point, Mr. Mike van Wyk has approached the city and he has presented his proposal before the relevant people within the city. Would you like to read in paragraph 53?
Thank you, Advocate. It reads as follows. In respect of city's engagement with Medicare Clinic, Boksburg, particular, the proposed memorandum of understanding, proper communication were done internally within the department line of command, and processes and procedures were followed. Mr. Mike van Wyk regarding Medicare proposal, Medicare 24's proposal. In this instance, it's through the chief's project manager, Superintendent Jermaine Fortin. To that end, I attach an email communication from Chief Personal Assistant Lizelle Tyers submitted to the Chief of Police, where she confirms that on the 24th of October 2021, a meeting took place between Mark van Wyk, the Office of the Chief of Police, and me. It was surprising to receive a letter that there was an investigation.
That's fine. If you can just then maybe turn to the annexure JDM 13.
Madam, it's supposed to say there was communication. That's corrected. Not a meeting, you can sit physically.
Oh, you prefer not to say meeting, you prefer to say communication.
Communication, yes.
If you turn to JDM 13, I don't know if you've got the same bundle. Is this bundle? Yeah. You're getting some assistance.
Oh.
No, just. Um, Please refer to the bundle that you have. Yes, just the right, put your, yes, the next page after that blue one. 13. JDM 13. What is that document?
It's the document that is coming from Chief of Police PA that confirms that they receive a communique
Okay.
from Mike Van Wyk and Jermaine Fortin.
And that confirms that it was not a meeting, it was in fact an email.
Yes, communication email, yes.
Okay.
It confirms what was said.
So that meeting, well, that communication did take place between Mr. Van Wyk. But
Yes.
you testified earlier that at that time, when Mr. Van Wyk assisted the trainees, you had known him for approximately a year and your relationship was not yet that close. Did your relationship then develop thereafter to one of closeness?
Yes, because I approached him again with other things, you see, but I'm also going to talk to that.
You can mention those
Yeah,
things.
the one that when the city had a state of the city address, you see, he was close to the owner of Cat Security, you see. You want me to start talking about that?
Yes, you may.
Yeah.
If I can actually then just point you to paragraph 48 of your statement. That is at page 15.
Paragraph
48, 47.
from age, introduction to relations with Vusimuzi Matlala. I first learned, must I read it?
Yes, you may.
Okay. I first learned about